Looks like Microsoft are officially talking about PlayStation 5, and wouldn't you know it, they are not threatened one bit by this thing. Let's get into it. What is happening, guys? Dealer here, back again with yet another video. Microsoft talking about PlayStation 5. Of course, they should be shivering in their trillion-dollar boots. Well, hey, we've actually got some information on what Microsoft think of the PlayStation 5 and how they plan to combat it. This, of course, comes to us thanks to another interview with Aaron Greenberg. And shout out to Aaron because Aaron really handled this interview quite well. It was actually a really ridiculous interview from Kotaku. It's like all the questions were being asked by some kind of journalist fanboy, but nevertheless, Aaron persisted, he prevailed, ultimately came out of it looking even better than Microsoft had before. Now, one of the more interesting questions that they had asked Aaron Greenberg was about the PlayStation 5, and I thought he had a great answer. So he's asked, does the company actually feel worried about any aspect of the PlayStation 5? Aaron Greenberg simply replies, not really. He says, we're more consumer obsessed than competitor obsessed. In fact, he says, I think Sony have built a great business. They have a very strong brand and a strong presence. We have a lot of admiration for what they've done. Now, make no mistake, Aaron is extremely competitive, but he chose the kill him with kindness approach. Not only that, but he then turned it around and reminded the guy what Microsoft have done over the past couple years and what they're going to do. He says, equally, we feel proud of the fact that we built the world's most powerful console. Now, keep in mind that what they did with Xbox One X was not easy to do. In fact, it was the world's first. And I think he's talking about this because they plan on doing it again with the Project Scarlett. He adds to that they've been growing their internal studios teams. As a matter of fact, they may have the largest internal studios team in the world. That was definitely Aaron's way of reminding the journalists that, look, nobody's got more development studios than us. As a matter of fact, we hold the world record for how many studios we have internally. Nobody beats us there. We are producing software, and we've come a long way in just a year and a half. Remember, it used to be that Microsoft had only about 6 studios, now 15 and counting. He says, we're also going to continue to innovate with things like Project xCloud. He then doubles down and says, we will innovate with different varieties of games. You're seeing us grow our partnerships with Japanese developers and creators. Now, he does say that's in regards to things like Yakuza finally coming to the Xbox platform. Now, personally, I'm not into these types of games, but if you are, that's great news for you. And if they got not only the Yakuza games coming to Xbox, but those Yakuza games are also coming to Game Pass for all of those people to enjoy, that is an extremely strong partnership. He also references all of the Final Fantasy games coming to Xbox Game Pass and Xbox One as well. The entire Kingdom Hearts series is coming to Xbox. He says these are all from us listening to the fans and dedicating time to fulfill those projects. Now, that's just one snippet of the interview, but ultimately Aaron doesn't say a whole lot about the PS5. In fact, he almost entirely dismisses it, which is kind of even more insulting if you think about it. Now, keep in mind, this guy knows exactly how much power Project Scarlett will have. Performance would be the only thing that PlayStation 5 would have for Microsoft to worry about. Well, Aaron Greenberg simply is meh about it. Not really, nah. All while pointing out the fact that they got their hands in things like Project xCloud, which could potentially increase their install base by hundreds of millions of users. This is something developers would absolutely love, especially given the fact that it's no extra work on their half. They simply say yeah. Not only are they not worried about the PlayStation 5, but he reminds the journalists that, hey, look, nobody's got as many studios as us. We are building more games than anybody. As a matter of fact, there are over a reported 40 different projects in development as of right now. He then caps it all off by reminding the journalists that they have done a lot of things that they said they would do, including massive Japanese support, and they announced that at XO19. There's still much work to do on some of these fronts, but at the end of the day, when you are asked a question like that, how would you expect Aaron Greenberg to reply? I think the guy's probably a little too smart to be caught in a trap, and I think he handled this pretty well. So, Microsoft are not worried about PlayStation 5. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Also, let me know if you think they should be worried about the PlayStation 5. Do you think PS5 would be more powerful? And of course, Aaron knows things that the interviewer does not know, and he's probably quite confident. But hey, only time will tell if that confidence pays off. It just seems like a lot of these journalists, these websites, these people like to count Microsoft out, and Aaron took this opportunity to just remind him, look, we've beaten Sony in power, the things you guys bragged about for years. Now we've got more studios than Sony, the things you guys then talked about after we beat them in power. We're just gonna do us. We're just gonna show you, and you'll have to wait and see. I was really intrigued by Aaron Greenberg bringing up the fact that they have what is probably the most internal studios of anybody, meaning they do actually currently hold the world record for internal studios. But hey, those those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. Also, hit the like button if you wouldn't mind. It really helps. Maybe share this with a buddy or two. Subscribe if you are new, and check out the links down below for even more. That includes the source. Feel free to hit the join button if you want to support the channel, or check out the Patreon as well. Thank you all so much for what you do. I'll see you in the comments. I'm Dealer. I'm out.